I know that in this room, and for those listening from afar, there are souls exhausted from trying to be strong. There are unspoken cries. There are why questions where the answer seems to be the silence of heaven. Perhaps you've felt lost, lacking provision, or facing betrayal and injustice that leave you feeling unheard and alone. It's easy to feel utterly isolated in these moments, convinced that your burdens are too heavy to bear, or that no one truly understands the depth of your struggle. But I want us to discover a liberating truth together. God doesn't demand a happy song when our hearts are broken. He hands us a hymn book, and within it are the very notes of lament. He offers a safe space for your raw, unedited emotions, even those tinged with fear, anger, or deep despair. We won't shy away from these difficult feelings. Instead, we'll learn to transform our very sighs into a prayer, a genuine melody before the Lord. My heart goes out to all who are silently hurting. You are not forgotten, and your pain is acknowledged. Now, having acknowledged the initial dissonant notes of our pain, let's explore how the Psalms, specifically Psalm 23, reveal God as our provider, guide, and restorer in every circumstance. Have you ever yearned for a quiet place of rest amidst life's demands? Or felt the need for someone to lead you through confusing paths and ensure your well-being? Psalm 23 is one of the most beloved and comforting passages in all of Scripture, depicting God as a gentle yet powerful shepherd who cares for every need of his sheep. It assures us of his constant provision, his comforting presence, even in the darkest valleys, and his ultimate promise of goodness and mercy, reminding us that we lack nothing when he is our shepherd. Unchanging promise. Psalm 23 verse 1, NIV. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. This verse is a powerful declaration of complete contentment and trust in God's provision. It establishes a fundamental truth: if God is our shepherd, all our true needs are met, and we are guided toward well-being. Story of overcoming. Consider King David, who, as a shepherd boy himself, understood the deep care a shepherd has for his flock. Despite facing lions, bears, and later, the perils of kingship, David penned this psalm from a place of profound trust, knowing God was always his ultimate provider and protector. His life is a testament to the fact that trusting God's provision is never in vain. Step of faith this week. When you feel a sense of lack or a pressing need, pause and quietly declare, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," allowing his promise to settle your anxious heart. As we transition from the tender care of the shepherd in Psalm 23 to the bold cry for justice and vindication, let's turn to Psalm 35, which empowers us to find our voice and pour out our hearts when facing injustice and betrayal. If Psalm 23 assures us of God's personal provision, Psalm 35 confronts the reality of adversaries and unfair attacks, reminding us that God is concerned with the battles we face. Have you ever felt unjustly accused, surrounded by opposition, or like your integrity is being questioned? Psalm 35 is a raw, impassioned plea for vindication, a desperate cry for God to contend with those who contend with us. It illustrates that it's permissible to bring our raw, unvarnished emotions, even our righteous indignation, before God, trusting him to fight on our behalf and deliver us from those who seek our harm. Unchanging promise. Psalm 35, verse 19, NIV. Do not let those who are my enemies without cause gloat over me. Do not let those who hate me without reason maliciously wink their eyes. This verse expresses a deep desire for justice and vindication, assuring us that God sees the baseless opposition we face and cares about our reputation. Story of overcoming. Consider King David himself, a man after God's own heart, who frequently faced false accusations and betrayal. He poured out his heart in psalms like this one, and time and again, God intervened, revealing the truth and delivering him from his enemies, demonstrating his faithfulness to those who cry out for justice. Step of faith this week. If you feel a sting of injustice or betrayal, use Psalm 35, verse 19, as your prayer, asking God to reveal the truth and bring justice, trusting that He sees and hears your plea. Having explored both the intimate provision of the shepherd in Psalm 23 and the courageous cries for justice in Psalm 35, we now transition from the initial notes of fear and uncertainty to a powerful crescendo of steadfast trust and joyful assurance. The journey through these psalms isn't about ignoring our needs or pretending dangers don't exist. Instead, it's about channeling those realities into a profound dialogue with our Creator, allowing His truth and His proven faithfulness to retune our hearts. It's realizing that because God is both our caring shepherd and our just advocate, we can live with peace and courage, anticipating His continued goodness and celebrating His unfailing presence in our lives. Perhaps you've begun to feel a subtle shift in your spirit, a growing whisper of courage where there was once only apprehension. Unchanging promise. Psalm 23 verse 6, NIV, surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This verse is a triumphant declaration of God's continuous goodness and love, following us like a faithful companion and culminating in eternal dwelling in His presence. This promise resonates even when we are contending for justice, reminding us that His character never changes. Story of overcoming. Consider individuals who have dedicated their lives to serving the poor or fighting for human rights, often facing great personal sacrifice. Their stories consistently affirm God's persistent goodness and love, which followed them through every trial, sustaining them in their difficult work and bringing them safely to His promised rest. Step of faith today. When you reflect on your life's journey, intentionally recognize instances of God's goodness and love following you. Declare Psalm 23 verse 6 aloud, affirming His faithful presence with you. Always, we have journeyed together through the initial dissonant notes of pain and uncertainty, found comfort and provision in Psalm 23, embraced the call for justice through Psalm 35, and moved towards a steadfast declaration of trust and joyful assurance. This journey through the Psalms is a testament to God's willingness to meet us exactly where we are, transforming our fragmented melodies into a powerful symphony of healing and hope. You have recognized the Lord as your ever-present shepherd, embraced the Lord as your righteous advocate, and found a pathway to renewed strength and courageous purpose. Declaration of hope. No matter what the melody of my life may be, I still believe you are the conductor, even if I cannot see the light. I still believe you are my song. Lord, you are my strength, and you are my psalm. I invite you to come to the Lord, allowing Him to reharmonize your soul and grant you His profound peace. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May He lift up His countenance upon you and give you peace. May you find renewed strength, abiding peace, and a fresh song of hope that rises above every circumstance, knowing that the Lord is your shepherd, and He hears the desire of the afflicted